What is up, guys? ShadowNinja here, and today we are going to be talking about Operation Bellum, new upcoming season for Rainbow Six Siege, and it's a season I am very excited for. Now, first things first, we are getting two new defensive operators. We are getting a new map. We are getting a map buff to the map clubhouse. We are getting some drastic gameplay changes, some new gadgets, and a lot of other good stuff. And honestly, I feel like this is the season I needed. After last season, I kind of left off being disappointed, and I haven't really played much Rainbow Six Siege, not because of, I guess you could say, the new operators, but I kind of feel like there's something lacking on the defensive side of the map or the rounds and the games. There's something going on with me with defense that I just not excited to play defense, and that's kind of why the reason I'm not really playing Rainbow Six Siege right now, if you've noticed. So basically, I'm gonna tell you why I'm very excited for this season, what's all the good stuff, and yeah. Now, our first operator, Alibi, first defensive operator, basically has a MX4 Storm SMG and an ACS-12 shotgun. Now, the reason I'm going to be saying the MX4 is going to be my go-to gun is not because I played in Battlefield 4, is because her gadget is holograms. She has 3 of these holograms she places on the floor, and the developers have clearly stated that basically the hologram will have a default gun, so no attachments, no skins, as well as her default skin. So, her default uniform skin and all that. So, basically, I'm going to be running it as similar as possible to the holograms to basically get the most tactical value out of these gadgets. Now, cool thing about these gadgets is that you can place them on the floor. They basically are stationary, and they show no signs of being fake at all unless you look at the floor. So, basically, the player has to look at down and basically see if on the floor if there's a little gadget. Now, as we know, Rainbow Six Siege is a very quick game. It's quick reactions and all that. So, you don't really want to be taking your time to be looking on the floor while holding a peek or holding yourself in the open. So yeah, you kind of want to be very careful, as well as IQ and Glaz are kind of direct counters to this. Now Twitch and Glaz don't really do not Twitch and Thatcher don't really do too much. They just disrupt it, I'm pretty sure, with Twitch, but I know Thatcher only disrupts it. So it's very interesting that these two new operators are not being very effective by Twitch and Thatcher, as those guys are very effective in countering counter gadgets, stuff like that. So I'm gonna get a little bit more into that with Maestro. But yeah, basically it's going to be valued not to do too much with Alibi, because you want to hold your similarity to that hologram, because those holograms can really mess up the mental game for those offensive players, as well as the fact that what's really cool about these is that you can throw these outside and it will say unknown operator. Basically, when Alibi is also on the field of play, everyone's going to be an unknown operator when they run outside for a peek or whatever. So if you throw these gadgets outside and they pop up, it's going to basically alert the team that there's an unknown operator outside. And what you could do in that situation is possibly as Alibi run out through a different door, or you can coordinate with your teammate and have him run out from a different side. Or if you all want to just run out, you could throw 2 holograms outside and then the third one, and then they got to pick and choose which one's the fake one. So there's a lot of interesting stuff you can do, and I'm very excited for this operator. So only time could tell, as well as when you shoot the hologram, you are tracked on the map. Now, it's probably going to be 5 to 10 seconds. I'm not 100% sure. If I find out the details, I'll definitely put it on screen right now. But yeah, basically it's going to be a reverse jackal effect. So either Alibi or whoever's roaming, if they see this, they can track down that person in a short period of time and take them out. And it's very nice that they're adding that, because Caviar is the only tracking operator, defensive operator, that can track enemy opponents. But as we know, you need interrogation, which means you need to kill. And sometimes you don't really get that every single round, as well as people do run close to each other in case when they know that Caviar is on the map. So yeah, Alibi is going to be very effective, not only in distracting the opponents as well as tracking them down. Now, our next defensive operator, Maestro, basically is going to offer something very different to the defensive side, and that's the fact that he has a light machine gun, the ALDA 5.556. That is probably combined into, say, ALDA, but whatever. And then he also has the ACS-12 shotgun as well. Now, the fact that a defensive operator has a light machine gun is very interesting, because the last time we had a light machine gun-like gun in the game was Ella's 51 round, basically, gun. As we all know, that got nerfed to oblivion, and yeah, she's not that effective anymore. But this is basically a light machine gun. I'm pretty sure it has 100 rounds or 75, which is very different. Now, Alibi is a 3-speed operator. Maestro, on the other hand, is a 1-speed operator. He's pretty much going to be the task operator to hold the room down, or hold the objective down, or hold something down, because his gun can definitely suppress the team, as well as his gadget, which is a bulletproof camera that can see through smoke and shoot lasers out. Now, his gadget works very similar to Jaeger's gadget, where you can place it either on the floor, on a wall, and maybe even a ceiling if you can. I don't know. Maybe you can put it on a ceiling if you really can and want to, or find that space, but I don't think you could. It'd be cool if you could, though. But yeah, basically, his black, I forget what it's called. Basically, his camera shoots lasers. Now, when you are just simply looking through this gadget, as well as your other teammates can look through this gadget as well. They can't shoot through, but when you're looking through this gadget, you can basically see through smoke. You can basically be bulletproof to cameras, as well as immune to Thatchers and Twitches. Also, the only way you can destroy this is with Sledge's hammer or an explosive device, maybe like a grenade, but they definitely showed Ash's charge. I'm assuming Zophia's impact nades rounds work very similar as well. So that's the only way you can really destroy this gadget. And what's really cool is that when you zoom in as playing Maestro and you see that camera, you can shoot lasers out of the camera or a little gadget thing. I don't know what you specifically call it, but basically what's really cool about it is that you can basically distract your opponents. Now, when it is open, they can basically shoot that opening. It's very easy to destroy once they open it up. However, it does do little damage, not too much, but it cannot stop a defuse. So that's very interesting. Maestro is going to be a very, very interesting operator. He's going to be holding it down, locking down corridors, locking down parts of the map. So he should be definitely interesting to add to the meta, and I'm really excited to play as him. The new map, Villa, looks very interesting, very beautiful, and I haven't been so excited for a map. I haven't been as excited for a map since Coastline, and I do like Coastline a lot. Now, Hope Villa is very, very good. Does it play like Tower? Now, this map does look like it's going to be a defensive paradise per se, but only time can tell. We'll see what offensive strategies we can do on here. Again, the only thing we've seen is the new defensive operators being in effect on this new map. So we don't really know how Mirror's going to play out. We don't really know how Capcan's going to play out. We don't really know how Ash or IQ or different operators are going to play out on this map. So only time could tell. But hopefully this new map, Villa, is not only beautiful, but plays very well and fulfills the quote that Ubisoft said this is going to be their most competitive map to date. So they had 6 months to work on it. So hopefully we get a solid map to add into the ranked playlist. And yeah, that's all I got to say about the new map Villa. Now on to the next map. We are getting a map buff on the map Clubhouse. I love this map to death. But again, I only feel like there's only 2 viable bomb sites per se. 2 viable objectives when playing bomb. That's what I mostly play. Not so much secure. But basically, their new, I guess you say, their new approach point to these map reworks, map buffs, is that they want to create 4 viable defensive objectives that is well balanced for both attacking and defenders. They feel like Clubhouse has a lot of high risk, low reward objectives. So pretty much the only 2 objectives I go to, I feel comfortable in, is Armory and Bar. The other maps, Bedroom and Cash Room, they are very, very risky and very, very non-effective. So basically they're going to be changing up. They're adding connectors. They're changing up the walls, changing up some certain routes to the game and to the map. So not too drastic like new map overhaul, but they're adding different routes, different doors, stuff like that. They're just changing up to make it strategically viable for both teams. So it's not like it's going to swing all in defensive favor. Hopefully it's not. They've worked on this a lot. They're polishing up their work. They kind of said that they wanted their designers to come back and fix the mistakes that they made, and they did have 3 years to learn. So it's very interesting to see how Club is going to play out. Again, this is one of my favorite maps. Looking forward to this new map buff. Let me know what you guys are as well. Now, when it comes to operator side of things and changes that are going on with the people already in the game, we are getting 2 new things with Echo, and we are getting a new thing in general for all operators. Now, first things first, Echo will now have 2 yokai drones. Now, a change to these yokai drones is that the maximum, I guess you say the maximum shots will be reduced from 3 to 2, as well as his timer between shots of how he can fully get those 2 shots back will be increased to 20 seconds. Now, a good thing that's happening at Echo is that now all operators can see his drone. They can't move it, they can't shoot from it, but it basically will work as a Valkyrie camo, which is a much needed buff to him. I like that a lot. I think the Echo drones need to be seen by all players, not just Echo. So basically, Echo is not limited to just being on his drone because he's the only one that can see that drone. Now, any dead operators or any fellow operators that are locked in the objective and Echo wants to go roam, they can basically see this drone and use it for their purposes to benefit the team as a whole. Another change is that they're slightly decreasing the actual 3-speed statistic, as well as slightly increasing how fast 1-speed operators go. I think this is a good change. 3-speed operators are pretty much the meta, even though I don't use them all the time. You want to use them because you get a high gameplay, high advantage when you use them. You're faster, you can peek around corners quicker. So I like that they're bringing the speed more to 1 as a unified average speed. And yeah, that's a good change. I like it a lot. It's something that I think it should have been done a long time ago, but only time can tell. See how it plays out, see how drastic it is in general. Also, before I forget to mention this, we are getting a new, I guess you say, these operators, all operators can move faster if they pull out their pistol. They can run faster. However, it does not work with the SMG-11, SMG-12, any machine pistol as a whole. Only pistols will be allowed to basically increase the speed of operators. So that's going to be very interesting to see what people do. I know people are familiar with this with Blackbeard. When you have the shield on, he gets slow. When you pull out his pistol, he's running average speed. So it's very interesting to see what this does in general, how many people actually use this effectively, how many people will actually care and use this. So only time can tell with that one as well. But yeah, moving on to the next one. Now, another addition we're getting on the defensive side is a new bulletproof camera that the defensive operators cannot destroy when they directly shoot at it from front. I guess basically when they see it across directly at their 12, they cannot destroy it. They have to go beside it and melee it. They have to basically destroy it from its sides. Now, this bulletproof camera will be added to Frost, Doc, Mute, Castle, Caveira, and Vigil. Caveira and Vigil will lose their barbed wire, and the rest of the operators will lose their deployable shield. These guys will all have these bulletproof cameras, which would be a good change and add to more knowledge. As we all know that the default cameras are easily destroyed now. We all know where they are. It's pretty much a routine to destroy them, and now if your teammate does not do that, you got to question your teammate's skill. But yeah, default cameras are pretty much always obsolete. They always get taken out first. Valkyrie cameras are kind of on the same page as that. If a well-placed Valkyrie camera is placed and there is no spot, then those things can last and be very effective. But these bulletproof cameras are bulletproof and takes an operator to go up close and personal to destroy it. So these should be good additions, as well as the Maestro camera and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to see what this defensive gadget does and what it has to offer for the new defensive meta. Now on to a very, very small little change that's not going to really affect too much per se, is there is now going to be a counter diffuser. They are taking off the melee on the diffuser. They're adding in this counter diffuser. They want something to be a little bit more consistent audio wise to the other team and to the team in general, to symbolize that somebody is diffusing. They want more consistency. So I don't know how loud it's going to be, how effective, and what's going to be the range. I think it's going to be the same range as before, but there won't be no melee, because sometimes those melees get really quiet and you don't hear that someone's diffusing. So it's a small little change that I'm very excited for. It's going to be kind of more realistic. Like, come on, why are we just a military grade suitcase and we're just going to melee with our gun and it's going to destroy it? Like, I kind of find it hard to believe if you actually think about it. So adding a counter diffuser actually makes sense per se, but it's a little detail. Shouldn't be too much. It's going to be more effective for bomb, and it's going to add a little bit more sense of realism and just consistency when it comes to audio and stuff like that. So in all, I am very, very excited for this new season 3. It's not season 3, year 3, season 2 update. Also, we're getting a elite skin for Thatcher, which should be very exciting. I like a lot of the elite skins that are coming out. I still got to pick up Valkyrie. Probably got to pick up Thatcher too. So I like these elite skins a lot. Now, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like this new defensive meta shift? Do you think it's going to be very effective in changing up the offensive aggressive play that's going on? I like that it's taking the fact that basically they light a fire with the offense. They're going to light a fire with the defense, and they're going to let these two metas clash. And pretty much, hopefully, it's going to balance out and won't change things too drastically. This is pretty much going to be the last time we are going to be seeing two of the same side operators. Are going to pretty much be shifting back to the 1-in-1. So I'm very excited. Hopefully, this is going to, for me personally, give a spark to the defensive side, make me have fun with defense as a whole, because again, defense is not that fun for me. Offense is the way to go. I love being offense. I hate being defense. I want to love being defense again, because I used to really love being defense as well as really enjoy being offense. So I really want that to come back to me. But let me know again what you guys think. Comment down below. Are you guys very excited? Did I miss out anything? Let me know down below. We greatly appreciate it. That's all I got for this one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.